Look at this unbelievable water flowing. The Cape had fantastic rain, in some areas too much of course, and here we are in Tokai Park enjoying a break between the previous cold front and the one that's coming tomorrow. We're going to talk about communication. We need to communicate clearly, of course. We would like to. Maybe we can. Do you remember Tarzan? Wonderful. Tarzan is about to meet Jane. He wants to make a good impression. He wants to see that he gets his message across. What is his message? I'm somebody of substance. I'm somebody of worth. I'm somebody who should be attended to. So in his head he communicates. And that's what we do most of the time. We communicate with ourselves. We talk to ourselves. Most of any other creature, we talk to ourselves. So he practices swinging through the jungle. I'm Tarzan, Lord of the jungle. Who might you be? That's not bad, that should make an impression. But he thinks, no. I can do even better. So he says to himself, in his head, communicating to himself, may I introduce myself? I'm Tarzan. Who might you be? And he thinks, there's Jane. And what does he say to Jane? Me Tarzan, you Jane. Very eloquent. Tarzan. Did he get the message across? Is the question. You need to remember in communication we have a sender, in this case Tarzan, and we have a receiver, Jane. What happens in between is so complex. The whole non-verbal communication. How do you hold your body? Where do you look? How do you walk up? All of that. Lots of message in non-verbal communication. The verbal one, pitch, tone, intonation, intensity. And then of course, how close am I allowed to get to Jane? Is this too close already? Would this be too close? Or should I stay right here? All part of the message. What we like to encourage, of course, is that you become very good at communicating. How do we do that? We can't stay with a restricted way of talking. We've got to become versed in elaborate communication. Restricted communication appeals mainly to position and status, and elaborate to the most powerful, motivated us, mood and emotion. Of course, in a clinic, a medical practitioner needs to have that on their coat. The dress says it already, I'm in charge. A nurse, in court, the law, the magistrate, and everybody else compared to the witnesses and the public. That's very clear. Hey, how's it?
Good, how
Beautiful
you?
afternoon, eh? Isn't it wonderful?
Yeah.
And all the incredible water left, right and center. Enjoy. Thank you. Restricted and elaborate. Restricted is very necessary where there is formality and there is a ritual and the acknowledgement of somebody's status. Whereas when we need to get the message inside the person's mind, we need to appeal to the person's mood, emotion, preferences. That's coming up on the other side of this forest. Let's revisit Tarzan and Jane. The review in Tarzan's head was very good. What he wanted to say was quite compelling, whereas what he got out was not so good. So that's restricted. What he was practicing and didn't get out was elaborate. Let's look at this. When you are trying to let somebody know that you would like to get to know them, date them, maybe something will develop. Well, obviously, the me Tarzan, you Jane, is not going to open too many doors. Whereas if you tell the person about you, what you are, what you like, what you enjoy, when you make an effort to communicate on that level where there is mood, emotion, preferences, wow, you might pique somebody's interest in you. Yet the communication is not allowed to be forceful, because we know that the best communicators are persuasive. And persuasiveness starts with the information coming from somebody who knows. In medical settings, health settings, nursing settings, it's somebody who's qualified with a title. Then the transmission of the information to that person has to be seen to come from a credible source. Credible means they are speaking candidly the truth and not fabricating. And if you want to make your message reach, there are going to be compelling action cues, and it's got to fit in to the lifestyle of the person you're addressing. Go back to Tarzan. Make it possible for her to respond. Make it possible to see the invitation with an invitation. What am I saying? May I introduce myself? I'm Tarzan. And who might you be? Isn't that fantastic? Number one, it's clearly stated who you are. And the person, the receiver, Jane, can ask, do you live here? What do you do here? And he's asking, who are you? Who are you? Interest. Fantastic. I'm opening the door for you to tell me who you are. Now, that's elaborated communication. And that appeals. The person might respond very positively by, yes, interesting. That's a door opener. And then you can invite. Would you like to walk with me through the jungle? Can I show you what this is all about? Which means in our modern life, would you like to see the waterfront in Cape Town? Would you like to have a coffee afterwards? That's elaborate. The invitation to the receiver is critical. And there we have an incredible psychology of who in the world are the best communicators. And there are three characteristics that seem to be common to humanity right around the globe. Number one, if the sender is perceived to be a warm, kind person. Ooh, that's powerful. Number two, the person seems to be able to see my world. There's empathy. I can actually feel this person is interested in my world and is trying to see the world from my point of view. And the third one is the person seems to have congruence between what they speak and what they do. Those are the communicators that really make a difference. And we're going to talk about that in my next input. Till then, ciao, ciao.